Okay, at our third attempt. I'm back here with Eddie Thornton, and Eddie, it's a couple of hours since we did our live stream this morning, but we've had some interesting events unfold since then.
Yeah, because after we came offline, the PLO came over, Police Liaison Officer, said that Third Energy were intending to enter their site through a public footpath at the back. He said that North Yorkshire Police had requested that they do not do that and that they follow their traffic management plan, which I believe was only just signed off this morning. But we went round there anyway to have a look, and sure enough, Third Energy have made their first delivery of fencing down a public bridleway on the day that they published their traffic management plan. So here we are. And
this is also, as we mentioned earlier, the same day that the regulators are coming to Kirkby Misperton. This is the Environment Agency, Health and Safety Executive, the UK Oil and Gas Authority, and Public Health England, and Rydell District Council. So, you know, what is their point? I mean, because they're going to come along and attempt to blag that they're going to regulate this industry, and yet on not even day one, they've proven that they basically will breach the rules on whim.
Yeah, and I think that's good for us. It's quite timely that we've already had a breach, and this afternoon we can bring that to these regulators. And it shows the arrogance of this industry that is so complacent, because they know they can mark their own homework. These regulators are all stretched. They're relying on the honesty of Third Energy, and we can see time and time again that honesty appears to be non-existent.
And obviously one could argue that it stretches the resources of the protectors, but it also stretches the resources of the police, because North Yorkshire Police have already stated that they have 50 officers that are designated to this operation, and it looks like they're going to have to now be split across 3 locations, as we will be. And well, one way or another, I mean, this is just going to cost the community an enormous amount of time, energy, and other resource.
Yeah, I imagine Dave Hannon in his headquarters in York right now is not a happy bunny, because, like you say, he's going to have to deploy officers to 3 locations now. The other 2 locations are public footpaths, which have not been closed. This one behind us has been closed. So we have many more tools available to us as protectors on those spaces, because it would not be classed as aggravated trespass if we are processing along those footpaths very slowly. So actually for us it's a good thing, I think. But yeah, for the police, I don't imagine they're going to be very happy with this.
So, I mean, we can't emphasise enough. I mean, the regulators are coming here this afternoon. The regulators will, of course, not be aware that this breach has occurred, and they're going to be walking in to the proverbial shitstorm because at every step of the way so far, Third Energy are just riding roughshod.
Yeah, and this is the sort of thing that we, as a community, need to be logging. I don't know if there's anything that we can do with it beyond saving it up and going on to the next community and saying, look, the traffic management plan, it's not worth the paper it's written on. They flout all the regulations. Here's the evidence of them doing it in Rydell. Do not accept this industry in your community. Personally, I don't know how much backlash the Third Energy is going to get from the regulators. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but let's wait and see. I think the real strength of this collating is to show other communities that these companies cannot be trusted.
Well, what I suspect, because what we've seen in Lancashire is that, you know, Quadrilla are just riding roughshod over regulation, riding roughshod over the permits, and my speculation is that Lancashire County Council will be tottling it all up, and at the end they'll send them a bill, which Quadrilla then won't pay, and it'll go to negotiation. But once again, it just lends more weight to the observation this is an arrogant industry that works on the basis so that it's a lot easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to get permission.
Yeah, and so obviously has no social license to be here.
So it's not really day one of the campaign yet. This is really this sort of foreplay. And but obviously we have the police, we have an inspector that's come down to the site now and walked in with one of the PLOs, obviously to have a conversation with the security here.
Yeah.
But from this point forward, we do need people here at Kirkby Misperton, because we will be manning all 3 entrances to this site from this point.
Absolutely. Yesterday we had a little celebration at camp to mark the fact that we have now gone live, changing the kind of structure of our day, and so the majority of us are going to be here all day on these 3 locations, and obviously it's going to be down to the community. Like, this is going to be won and lost through the community numbers. So I'm hoping over the next few days, as more people become aware, that we're joined here at the main gate, but also at the Alma Farm entrance and the bridleway going from Little Bath, Great Bath, into the back of the site. Those are the 3 locations where Third Energy are going to be bringing their deliveries in, and those are the 3 locations that we need the community to be manning.
Excellent. Well, and meanwhile, we hope we see a lot of people from Rydale at the Kirby Misperton Village Hall this afternoon.
Yeah.
I believe it starts at 2 o'clock, goes on till 7 o'clock,
right.
And you have the opportunity to ask the regulators whatever questions you want.
Like, why are they breaching their traffic management plan already?
Exactly. Okay, well, we're back to the front line. So that's a brief update. As I said earlier, we're going to try and do a live update around about 8:30 each morning to just give an update of what's going on the day before or what's going on that morning. But we are now literally in the final sort of 7 days or so before this becomes a very real attempt to be the first well to be fracked in this country since 2011.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Eddie.
Take care.